The deception unveiled itself when the enormous alien vessel emerged from hyperspace like a metallic god breaking through reality itself. Its sleek silver hull gleamed under the distant light of Sol, dwarfing Earth's moon as it positioned itself in high orbit. Inside the command chamber of the Galactic Dominion ship Sovereign's Crown, Ambassador Keleth studied the blue planet with 4 obsidian eyes. "Fascinating," Keleth murmured, his crystalline form shimmering with arrogance. "Another primitive world stumbling into the cosmos. They've barely mastered nuclear fusion." His second-in-command, Vera, nodded in agreement. "Their orbital platforms are crude constructions, my lord. Their satellites appear to be nothing more than communication relays and weather monitors. I detect no significant military presence." Keleth's laugh echoed through the chamber like breaking glass. "Of course not. They're infants playing with toys. Dispatch the standard first contact protocol, we'll have them integrated into the Dominion within a cycle." What the aliens didn't know was that beneath Earth's seemingly primitive exterior lay the most elaborate deception in human history. For over a century, humanity had been preparing. Every public space advancement, every visible satellite, every moon-based tour had been carefully orchestrated theater designed to hide Earth's true capabilities. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility that officially didn't exist, Captain Sarah Jang stood before the combined Earth Defense Council. Her black uniform bore no insignia, but everyone in the room knew she commanded humanity's first true warship. "The Phoenix is ready, counselors," she reported, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "All systems are green. The fleet awaits your command." General Marcus Thompson, head of the secret Earth Defense Force, leaned forward. "The Dominion ship has initiated contact. They're transmitting their standard integration demands." "Let them," replied Director Elena Vasquez from her holographic display. "The longer they believe we're helpless, the greater our advantage." Sarah's eyes narrowed. "How long do we maintain the charade, until they commit?" "Once they send their integration teams planet-side, we strike," Thompson answered. Seconds later, Ambassador Keleth's holographic form appeared on every screen across Earth. His crystalline features arranged in what he considered a benevolent expression. "People of Earth," he began, "rejoice. The Galactic Dominion welcomes you into our grand civilization. Surrender your sovereignty and we shall guide you to prosperity. Resist, and face consequences beyond your comprehension." In New York, President Harrison watched the broadcast with a carefully practiced expression of fear. Around her, advisors, who knew nothing of Earth's true capabilities, genuinely panicked. Their reactions were authentic, exactly what the aliens expected to see. Meanwhile, hidden in lunar craters, beneath ocean trenches, and camouflaged within asteroid fields, humanity's true fleet powered up. The Phoenix, flagship of Earth's space navy, was unlike anything the public imagined possible: 500 meters of advanced armor, quantum shielding, and weapon systems that would make the Dominion question their superiority. Commander Adrian Rivers checked his ground forces' readiness from his command center beneath Mount Everest. "All units report combat ready, Captain. The moment they land, we'll show them what Earth's really made of." Sarah nodded to her view screen. "Good hunting, Adrian. We'll handle things up here." As predicted, the Dominion deployed their integration pods. Hundreds of small craft descended toward major population centers, each carrying administrators ready to assume control. "Ambassador," Varric reported, "their leaders appear compliant. No military response detected." Keleth replied, "Primitive species always choose submission over annihilation." That was when everything changed. From the dark side of the moon, the Phoenix emerged. Its black hull was nearly invisible against space, but its presence was unmistakable as it accelerated toward the Dominion ship. Simultaneously, hidden facilities across Earth opened their blast doors. Hundreds of atmospheric fighters rose from underground hangars, their anti-gravity drives propelling them toward the descending integration pods. "Ambassador," Varric exclaimed, "we're detecting multiple hostile vessels." Keleth's crystalline form flickered with disbelief. "Impossible. Our scans showed quantum masking fields. Sarah's voice cut through their communications. We've been hiding our true capabilities for generations, waiting for someone like you to make the mistake of underestimating us. The Phoenix opened fire. Particle beams designed specifically to penetrate Dominion shield struck the Sovereign's crown with devastating precision. The massive alien ship shuddered under the assault. Across Earth's skies, atmospheric fighters engaged the integration pods. Advanced human weaponry tore through alien craft that had been designed to intimidate primitives, not face actual resistance. "This is Captain Zhang of Earth Defense Command," Sarah broadcast. "You have one chance to withdraw peacefully. Continue your invasion, and we will demonstrate exactly how primitive we are." Kelitha's rage manifested as sharp geometric patterns across his crystalline skin. "You dare threaten the Dominion? We have conquered 1,000 worlds, and not one of them saw you coming." "We did," Sarah replied coldly. "We've been studying your tactics, analyzing your technology, and preparing for this day since before your empire reached this arm of the galaxy." The Phoenix launched a volley of quantum torpedoes. The Dominion's shift shields, designed to handle energy weapons from less advanced civilizations, buckled under the assault. Secondary explosions rippled across its hull. On Earth, Adrian's ground forces emerged from hidden bunkers. Powered armor units engaged landed Dominion troops with ruthless efficiency. The aliens, expecting to face frightened civilians, found themselves battling soldiers equipped with technology that rivaled their own. Ambassador Vera shouted over the chaos, "Our ground forces are being overwhelmed. The humans have energy weapons, combat drones, tactical shields." "How?" Kelith demanded. "How could they hide this from us?" Sarah's ship moved into attack position, its weapons targeting the Dominion vessel's critical systems. "Because you never bothered to really look. You saw what we wanted you to see. Every satellite, every space station, every public rocket launch was a performance. The real Earth has been preparing for visitors like you." The battle raged across Earth's orbit and atmosphere. Human ships, smaller but more maneuverable than their Dominion counterparts, executed precise strikes against the alien fleet. Advanced AI systems coordinated attacks with millisecond precision. Lieutenant Commander James Chen led his fighter squadron against a group of Dominion cruisers. Delta formation, target their engine clusters, his squadron's plasma cannons found their marks. The cruisers, designed to intimidate primitive worlds, proved vulnerable to Earth-specifically engineered weapons. Back aboard the Sovereign's crown, Kelith watched his invasion force crumble. "Signal the fleet, full retreat." But Earth wasn't finished making its point. As the Dominion ships attempted to flee, they found themselves trapped in an artificial gravity well generated by a network of hidden satellites. "You came here thinking we were children taking our first steps into space," Sarah announced. "Instead, you found a species that learned to walk in shadows, preparing for the day when giants like you would try to step on us." The Phoenix moved in for the killing blow. Its main cannon, a weapon that channeled zero-point energy, targeted the Sovereign's crown's command section. "Wait," Kelith transmitted desperately. "We can negotiate." Sarah paused, her finger hovering over the firing control. "Negotiate? You came here demanding our surrender. You threatened our people with annihilation." "A misunderstanding," Kelith pleaded, his arrogance replaced by fear. "The Dominion can offer alliance, trade." "The Dominion will offer nothing," Sarah interrupted. "Earth will dictate terms. First, you will withdraw all forces from our system immediately." As the alien fleet began its humiliating retreat, humanity's true nature stood revealed, not as primitive newcomers to the galactic stage, but as patient predators who had waited in the shadows, learning, preparing, and finally striking when the moment was right. The message spread quickly through Dominion space: Earth was not to be trifled with. The humans had played the longest game, and they had won their opening move spectacularly. From his command center, General Thompson watched the retreating alien ships. Phase 1 complete. The galaxy knows we exist now. Director Vasquez nodded. And they know we're not prey, we're players. As the Phoenix and her sister ships took up defensive positions around Earth, Captain Sarah Jang allowed herself a small smile. Humanity's grand deception was over, but their true journey among the stars was just beginning. Within hours, reinforcements began arriving at the edge of the solar system. Keleth, his pride wounded and his reputation at stake, had called for backup. 12 heavy battleships, each 3 times the size of the Phoenix, emerged from hyperspace with weapons charged. They're forming a blockade pattern. Sarah studied the tactical display aboard her ship. They want to contain us, typical Dominion strategy. Her tactical officer, Lieutenant Maria Rodriguez, noted, they'll try to starve us out, force a surrender through attrition. Sarah shook her head. They still don't understand, we've been preparing for this scenario too. Deep within Earth's military command, General Thompson coordinated the global response. Activate all orbital defense platforms. Bring the lunar batteries online. It's time to show them our full hand. What appeared to be ordinary communication satellites suddenly revealed their true nature, weapons platforms emerging from concealed compartments, turning Earth's orbit into a fortress. The moon itself bristled with hidden rail guns and missile silos. Admiral Vexer, commanding the Dominion reinforcement fleet, transmitted his ultimatum, humans of Earth, your resistance has been noted and will be punished. Surrender now, and some of you may yet survive to serve the Dominion. Sarah opened a channel to all Earth forces. Remember your training. Remember why we fight, not just for Earth, but for every species that ever fell to the Dominion's arrogance. The battle began with a ferocity that shocked even veteran Dominion commanders. Earth's fleet, though outnumbered, fought with coordination and precision born of decades of preparation. Every ship knew its role, every weapon had been designed with Dominion vulnerabilities in mind. Commander Adrian Rivers watched from his command bunker as the space battle unfolded. Ground forces, stand by. They'll try atmospheric entry once they realize they can't win in orbit. His prediction proved accurate. As the Phoenix led a devastating strike against the Dominion's left flank, several alien dropships attempted to bypass the orbital defenses. They were met by Earth's atmospheric defense grid, a network of hidden installations that turned the sky into a killing field. Plasma batteries engaging, reported Captain Lisa Wong from her position in the Himalayas. Targets locked, beams of superheated plasma lanced upward, cutting through Dominion dropships like paper. Those that survived faced interceptor drones launched from camouflaged silos across every continent. In space, the battle reached its crescendo. The Phoenix engaged Admiral Vexer's flagship directly, matching the larger vessel's firepower with superior tactics and technology. Hard to port, Sarah commanded as the alien Dreadnought fired its main cannon. The Phoenix rolled, the massive energy beam missing by meters. Return fire, all forward batteries. The human warship's response was devastating. Quantum torpedoes and particle beams hammered the Dominion flagship's shields, exploiting weaknesses identified through years of analysis. Lieutenant Chen's fighter squadron weaved through the chaos, targeting critical systems on enemy ships. Remember, they rely heavily on centralized command. Take out their communication arrays and they fall apart. His squadron executed a perfect attack run, destroying the antenna clusters on 3 Dominion cruisers. Without coordination, the alien ships began firing erratically, some even hitting their own allies. On Earth, the ground battle intensified. Dominion shock troops genetically engineered for combat faced human soldiers in powered armor, but where the aliens relied on brute force, humans employed tactics, technology, and sheer determination. Sergeant David Kim led his squad through the ruins of Seoul, where Dominion forces had established a beachhead. Neural disruptors ready. On my mark, the human soldiers activated devices that interfered with the aliens' hive-mind communication. Suddenly isolated from their collective, the Dominion troops became disoriented, easy targets for precision strikes. Back in orbit, the tide was turning. The Phoenix had crippled Admiral Vexer's flagship, and Earth's fleet was systematically dismantling the Dominion blockade. Hidden weapon platforms revealed themselves one after another, each adding to the overwhelming firepower directed at the invaders. Sarah transmitted to the burning alien dreadnought, "Admiral Vexor, this is your final warning, withdraw now or face complete destruction." The Dominion commander's response was a roar of fury, "The Dominion does not retreat. We will glass your world before we accept defeat from primitives." "Then you've made your choice," Sarah replied coldly. She turned to her crew. "Execute Omega Protocol." From the asteroid belt, humanity's ultimate surprise emerged. The Prometheus, a ship even the Earth Defense Council had kept secret, activated its experimental singularity weapon. The massive vessel, built inside a hollowed-out asteroid, had one purpose: to end threats to Earth permanently. The singularity weapon fired, creating a controlled black hole that began consuming the Dominion fleet. Ships were torn apart by gravitational forces beyond their ability to resist. Admiral Vexor's dreadnought, already crippled, was pulled inexorably toward oblivion. "Impossible," Vexor screamed over the comm, "no primitive species could possess such technology." "We stopped being primitive the moment you decided we were," Sarah responded coolly. As the Dominion fleet was systematically destroyed, Earth's forces pressed their advantage. Ground troops liberated cities across the globe, fighter squadrons secured orbital space, and lunar batteries picked off any alien ship attempting to escape. Ambassador Keleth, watching the destruction from his damaged vessel, finally understood the magnitude of his miscalculation. The humans hadn't just prepared for invasion, they had prepared for war with an empire. Every aspect of their society had been geared toward this moment, hidden behind a facade of technological infancy. The battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, the Dominion Expeditionary Force was completely destroyed. Not a single alien ship escaped to warn their empire of Earth's true capabilities. General Thompson surveyed the aftermath from Earth Command. "Casualty reports, lighter than projected." Director Vasquez replied, "The element of surprise worked perfectly. They never adapted to our tactics." Sarah brought the Phoenix into low Earth orbit. Her ship scarred but victorious, she asked, "What's our next move?" "Now," Thompson said grimly, "we take the fight to them." Over victory celebrations tempered by the knowledge that this was just the beginning, humanity had won its first battle against the Dominion, but the war for true independence was only beginning. In the wreckage of alien ships, human salvage teams found confirmation of what Earth's leaders had long suspected: the Dominion had conquered hundreds of worlds, each time using the same tactics that had failed so spectacularly against Earth. "We're not just fighting for ourselves anymore," Sarah told her crew as they watched salvage operations from the Phoenix's bridge. "We're fighting for every species the Dominion has oppressed." As Earth's fleet regrouped and repaired, preparations began for the next phase. Humanity would no longer hide in the shadows, they would take their place among the stars. Not as subjects of an empire, but as liberators. The Dominion had thought Earth was easy prey, they learned at terrible cost that humans were anything but primitive. Now, the galaxy would learn that lesson too. As the dust settled in Earth's orbit, Admiral Sarah Jang convened a council aboard the Phoenix. Representatives from every branch of humanity's defense forces, Space Navy, Ground Command, Intelligence Services, stood ready. United by a single purpose, they turned their attention outward, toward the star lanes once ruled by the Dominion. "Our first objective," Sarah began, "is to establish secure corridors for relief and reconstruction. We'll deploy survey teams to worlds recently vacated by Dominion forces." Lieutenant Commander James Chen stepped forward. "We've already encoded jump coordinates for 3 systems within range: Kepler 186f, TRAPPIST-4, and Gliese 581g. Each hosts resistance cells that can assist with initial landings." Below, in Earth's United Defense Archives, General Marcus Thompson directed the mass mobilization of transport fleets. "Prepare medical, engineering, and diplomatic contingents," he ordered. "This is not merely a military operation. We must demonstrate humanity's commitment to liberation, not conquest." Meanwhile, Director Elena Vasquez monitored communications from newly contacted species. "We've intercepted messages from the Kill-Ani on Kepler 186f, she reported. "They're organizing relief efforts. They request classrooms and water purification units, for the children, to rebuild more than just infrastructure." At last, the day came for humanity's first true expedition beyond the Sol system. The Phoenix led a convoy of cruisers, transports, and support ships through a shimmering jump gate. As they emerged near Kepler 186f, they were greeted by a fleet of native vessels, slender, bioorganic ships shaped like aquatic creatures, their occupants waving banners of friendship. On the world's azure shores, Admiral Zhang planted a flag not of conquest but of unity, a globe encircled by interlocked hands. She spoke through a universal translator to assembled Kill-Ani elders and human delegates alike. "We come not to rule, but to stand beside you," she declared. "Together, we will rebuild these planets so that tyranny dies forever." Over the following weeks, joint task forces dismantled Dominion relics, harvest rigs, communication towers, psychic enslavement arrays, replacing them with community councils and co-managed assemblies. Human engineers shared their advanced terraforming techniques to replenish depleted ecosystems, while native scholars taught humanity about local biomes and traditions. Back on Earth, the Treaty of Unity was ratified by 74 liberated worlds. The newly formed Galactic Alliance established its charter, voluntary membership, mutual defense, open trade, and scientific exchange. Earth's ambassador, former Admiral Sarah Zhang, cast the deciding vote to enshrine freedom of planetary self-determination as the Alliance's core principle. Years passed, and humanity's reputation evolved from cunning tricksters to steadfast liberators. Stories of Earth's grand deception were told alongside tales of compassion, innovation, and solidarity. In distant star systems, memorials stood to honor both human and alien lives lost in the struggle for independence. And on a quiet morning, as the Phoenix sailed into the sunrise of a new frontier, Admiral Zhang, now a seasoned envoy, reflected on how deception had become the seed of hope. Beneath that ruse lay a greater truth: when a people commit themselves to justice, patience and preparation become their greatest weapons, and liberation, their legacy. As the Galactic Alliance settled into its rhythm of cooperation, a new generation of explorers prepared to chart the unknown. Academy graduates, human and alien alike, trained aboard Unity Station, mastering starship operations, diplomacy, and the art of cultural exchange. Lieutenant Aaron Patel, once a cadet on Earth's secret training ship, now captained the Dawnlight, a science vessel tasked with mapping uncharted sectors. His crew included astrophysicist Dr. Mari L1 from Kepler 186f, engineer Corvin, a Kill-Ani specialist in hydroponics, and xenolinguist Aya Chen, daughter of Commander James Chen. Together, they embodied the Alliance's promise: unity through diversity. Their first mission led them to a nebula shrouded in iridescent gases, where sensors detected faint energy signatures, echoes of a civilization lost to time. As Dawnlight emerged from hyperspace, the crew beheld floating ruins, derelict stations, gravely scarred by unknown weaponry, yet still humming with residual power. "We're the first to see this in centuries," Aya whispered, tracing glyphs etched into a fractured console. "It's not Dominion script." Dr. L1 studied spectral readings. "These energy patterns predate Dominion technology by millennia. We may have stumbled upon an even older empire." Suddenly, the station's dormant systems flickered to life. Holographic corridors illuminated around them, revealing translucent figures, memories stored in ancient databanks. Corvin's scanners detected a message loop, a plea for help, repeating in a language long extinct. Lieutenant Patel steadied his voice. "Overlay translation protocols. Perhaps we can reconstruct their vocabulary." As hours passed, the crew deciphered fragments: a catastrophic event, biological experiments gone awry, and a warning to any who followed, to beware the void between the stars. Back on Unity Station, Admiral Sarah Zhang, now ambassador to the Alliance Council, received their transmission. Her eyes narrowed at the final decoded phrase: once awakened, the void remembers. Prepare a task force, she ordered. We cannot ignore a civilization's dying warning. Send Dawnlight and escort vessels. This could be the first true challenge to our hard-won peace. Meanwhile, across allied worlds, academies buzzed with excitement. New recruits dreamed of distant ruins and ancient mysteries. Citizens celebrated the Alliance's enduring success, yet no one forgot Earth's lesson: vigilance must accompany liberty. As Dawnlight and its escorts slipped into the nebula once more, their lights piercing emerald clouds, Lieutenant Patel reflected on how far they'd come. From Earth's grand deception to the founding of a galaxy-wide fellowship, humanity and its allies had turned shadows into strength. Now, they ventured beyond the known, guided by the echoes of a forgotten people. And though the void may remember, so too would these explorers, prepared, united, and ready for whatever awaited them among the stars. The void's warning echoed through the Dawnlight's comm system as Lieutenant Commander Aaron Patel guided his science vessel deeper into the swirling green mists. The nebula's ionized gases crackled against their shields, casting shifting patterns of light across the bridge's translucent displays. We're entering the zone where signal strength fluctuates, reported Corvin, the Kilani hydroponics specialist turned navigator. We'll need to compensate for electromagnetic interference. Do it, Patel replied, eyes fixed on the forward viewport. Keep us on course. Engineer Aya Chen leaned over the console, monitoring power systems. Life support fluctuations are stable, but auxiliary systems are drawing excess energy from the main reserve. Should I reroute power? Yes, Patel said. Prioritize shields and life support. We can afford to lose non-essentials. Outside, the ruins loomed like a ghost fleet suspended in the nebula's luminescence. Vast platforms of unknown alloy jutted from the clouds, their surfaces etched with intricate circuitry that pulsed faintly. These structures must be at least 20,000 years old, Mari L1 murmured, scanning spectral data. Their technology is unlike anything catalogued in Alliance archives. Bring us alongside that central hub, Patel ordered, pointing to the largest structure, a ring encircling a collapsed spire. Deploy the remote drones. Within minutes, sleek recon drones slipped into Launch Bay 2. Each carried sensor arrays designed to map the station's interior and relay data back to the Dawnlight. Drones away, Aya announced. Transmitting live feed. On the main view screen, corridors of ancient architecture unfurled. Towering archways lined with glyphs led into darkness. At the far end, a pulsing orb of raw energy hovered above a pedestal, its glow casting elongated shadows. There, Mari said. That orb must be the core. It's still active. Suddenly, the feed stuttered. The orb's light flickered, and a low hum resonated through the hull. What was that? Resident xenolinguist Aya Chen asked, translating the orb's frequency into decibels. It's a harmonic resonance, almost musical. But the pattern, it's unsettling. All stations, report status, Patel ordered. External sensors. Unusual readings in the gas sheath, Corvin replied. Ions are aligning in a grid pattern, like a net. Before anyone could react, the nebula's mists coalesced into dark tendrils that writhed around the ring's supports. The recon drones vanished from the feed, one by one. Alarms blared. They're jamming our link, Aya shouted. We've lost drone 3 and 4. Helm, power evasive maneuvers, Patel commanded. Get us clear of the station. But the Dawnlight shuddered as an unseen force rippled through space. Gravity distortions tore at the hull. Order shields to maximum, Mari yelled, her hands flying over her console. The station's exerting a gravitational field, artificial, enormous. It's waking up, Aya whispered, eyes wide. The warning said, once awakened, the void remembers. Inside the station, the pulsing orb glowed brighter. Corridors lit as if alive. Spectral silhouettes, recorded memories of the ancient builders, floated through the halls, armored figures performing rituals, then fleeing in terror as something monstrous emerged from the darkness. "We have to pull back," Patel said. "This is beyond a simple exploration." Yet as he turned, the Dawnlight's engines cut out. The ship drifted toward the station, trapped in the gravity well. "Emergency power to engines," Aya urged. "Now." With a roar, the main thrusters reignited, straining against the station's pull. Slowly, agonizingly, the Dawnlight inched backward. "Helm, Vector 27 Mark V, full thrust," Patel ordered. The station's tendrils lashed out, grazing the hull. Sparks flew. The Dawnlight shuddered, alarm screaming. "We're losing structural integrity," Corbin cried. "Hull breach imminent." "Divert power to deflectors," Mari shouted. "And release the secondary thrusters." A volley of secondary jets fired, jolting the ship free at the last moment. The tendrils snapped against empty space, dissolving into mist. "Status report," Patel demanded. "We took damage to port side," Aya replied. "Hull breach contained. Shields at 40%. "Good work," Patel said, voice steady. "Reroute shield reserves evenly. Damage teams to Deck 7. As repair crews mobilized, the bridge remained tense. The nebula continued to churn, the station's core pulsing in the distance. "We have to warn the Alliance," Patel declared. "If that structure can trap and disable our ship, it poses a threat to every vessel that passes through." "I agree," Mari said. "But we also need more data. The station is alive, maybe sentient." "True," Aya added. "There may be knowledge there that could help us defend against future threats." Patel nodded. "We'll prepare a second, better-equipped expedition." Back at Unity Station, Ambassador Sarah Jang listened intently to the Dawnlight's distress call. Her decades of experience told her this was only the beginning. "Prepare the Alliance's research fleet and defense squadrons," she ordered. "We're mounting a full response. And Lieutenant Patel will lead it." As the Dawnlight limped home, its crew exhausted but resolute, the galaxy braced for a challenge born in the silent depths of the void. Humanity had revealed its true strength once, and now, united with its allies, it would stand firm against whatever ancient memory the void chose to unleash.